Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 8th episode of the Gentleman Ganks podcast. I'm Tim.
And I'm Tim.
I'm Tim.
Sorry, I'm late, guys. What'd I miss?
Alright, today we're going to be talking about quite a number of topics that we know a couple of. First thing I'd like to talk about, as I mentioned last time, is the problems occurring with Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, or, as I like to call it, the prime example of why we can't have nice things.
Such a good game.
Wait, did we
One
already
of the
start
best games. Ignore Tim. Anyways, one of the best games I've ever played, developed by Big Huge Games and 38 Studios. 38 Studios is a studio created by, founded by Kurt Schilling, a Major League Baseball player, and named after his jersey number. It has made one game in its history, that being Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. Big Huge Games was known for its work in Age of Empires 3, The Asian Dynasties. That's about the only thing super noticeable that they've done, but they worked on Kingdoms of Amalur along with it. Now, Kingdoms of Amalur was a game developed by Kurt Schilling, essentially, because he said, I want a really good RPG, and I want it done however I would like it, because I want a lot of work put into it, and I have a lot of money, so why don't I just go for it?
I wish more people did this.
Right, because, this was an amazing game. You see, in order to make this game, he hired for executive designer Ken Rolston, best known for his work with the hit computer game series The Elder Scrolls. You know, those ones. The guy who created the game universe and lore was none other than R.A. frickin' Salvatore. If you don't know who that is, just go look at any page of him. It's freaking ridiculous how much he's written.
That guy's awesome.
It's an incredible list of all this kind of stuff he did, and he made an amazing world for this game. A lot of people loved it, other than the Tuatha being Scottish. That was a little weird.
Yeah.
The artwork was made by Todd McFarlane, a very, very well-known cartoonist. He has done a lot of great art, and the art for the game was also incredible. It was a very, World of Warcraft meets BioWare type game. It was really difficult to, explain, but it was gorgeous. Please, when you can, go look up a bit of the art from that game. And the musical score was made by none other than Grant Kirkhope. This game had the all-stars of ever. This was the all-star lineup for anything ever. This was the best team you could have created. It was programmed by people from BioWare and Bethesda and all of these other companies that had been laid off, and they said, hey, come work at our studios to help us make this awesome game. And they did. And it sold pretty well. I believe it said...
It sold not bad.
Okay. It sold it didn't sell as well as they wanted it to. But it did not sell at all bad. It still sold really well compared to many games, especially because this is the first real game made by either of these companies. That's impressive. I believe, alright, it sold 330,000 physical copies by March 10th, and it was, it came out February 9th. So 1 month, 330,000 copies, and 1.2 million copies by the 90-day mark. That's nothing at all to sneeze at. Here's the one problem. As it turns out, essentially made with the understanding that it was going to sell better than it did, to the point of getting a $75 million guaranteed loan by the Rhode Island Board of Economic Development. And it was supposed to bring jobs to the state, and it was supposed to be really helpful and do all kinds of other good stuff. And unfortunately, it did not do nearly as well as it did. And I believe Schilling essentially was supposed to have more money than he did. And apparently, by the way, he was one of the coolest guys to work for, because if he found out that you were working for 5 days in a row, he would tell you to go home and get some rest. Regardless of what you were doing. He was like, no, stop working too hard. Enjoy everything. And it was really interesting.
That's really weird compared to the typical way a piece of software is made, and this is legitimately how it happens. Is if you're given 9 months, the first 3 months, everyone goes out drinking every night, they eat pizza all the time, nothing gets done. The next 3 months, people decide things should get done, so you start working on it, and then the last 3 months,
You don't sleep.
you don't sleep, you don't go home. What little sleep you do is get gotten under your desk as you curl up, and you stay at the office for 3 months. And that is not how he did it at all. He was just, whatever. Yeah, I'll go home. We'll get it done eventually.
And also the guys doing it, like, they wanted to work on it. Like, they were quite enjoying it. Because, I mean, they were basically being paid to make their dream game. It was supposed to be, make it as fun as you can make it, no deadline. And although that was a really awesome way to do it, it cost a lot more money, and that did not go well. It was given about an 80 or 81 on Metacritic, which is not bad. I think the biggest thing that people talked about was the world looked a bit... the world looked good, but the landscaping itself didn't seem natural. It was very much... you definitely felt like you were in a handmade world. Stuff like that. The game itself, though, was pretty great. And, unfortunately, very soon the company went bankrupt. On June 7th, I believe, it officially went bankrupt. And on May 23rd of the same year, a little before then, it was reported that the CEO and senior vice president of production had left the company because they were certain that it was doomed. And that's really unfortunate, because if anyone's played or watched any of that game, it's gorgeous no matter, like, what you think about how everything goes. Like, that game was just so... It was a work of passion rather than a work of having to do stuff. And I think that's beautiful. And unfortunately, that doesn't sell.
Very sadly.
And Jonathan, you've played the game, right?
Oh,
I
yes,
believe
I
you
have.
are the only one else in this group who has played a large.
bit.
You played a bit. How did you enjoy it?
I liked the start of it, but I reached a point where I was like, I feel conflicted on what I should do next. Either continue side questing to level up, or continue forward where I now am under leveled.
I think that game had a large quantity of although it makes more sense, the world is set up in a more unlike Elder Scrolls where the world levels with you. This game was set up more of the further you get into the world, the higher level things are, to a point.
Yeah,
You run into wolves and things like that are still like level 2, and you one shot them, like, but you encounter bigger things essentially, but not but the things you've already encountered don't get stronger, which I like. However, the quest would send you from one side of the world to the other, and that makes sense, but it feels scary, and you're just like, no, I'll just do that once I get there. And by the time you get there, you have 207 side quests built up.
Yeah.
See, the way they handled it is everything is scaled based off of area. So when you enter a new area, it sets the level of the monsters within that 3 to 4 levels above your current level, within a range. So if you're level like 30 and you're in an area that, and you just now are entering an area that has a entry level of like 11 to 15, then 15 is what it's going to be at. Make sense, or should I re-explain it?
I think I get it.
Yeah, I think I understand.
So now that means that one way you can make it really easy is you can run around the entire map as soon as you enter the game and not fight anything, and then everything will be locked on its lowest difficulty, which,
Oh, so when you first enter the world,
Yeah.
into an area, it locks the level? Interesting.
Yes. That does not apply to dungeons, however. When you enter a dungeon for the first time, regardless of the outside area, it locks it to the level that you're currently at. And I believe that's regardless of any scale. So it makes it harder. But then again, you can just go into every dungeon that is open at the time. So, but it's a good system. It fixes some problems, but it causes others. There's no way to get around it.
The running around the world thing to like lock it like that's possible, but no one's going to have known to do that. So that's one of those you play it through and then you find that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I did that on my second playthrough and got bored. So that's why on my third I didn't.
I mean, honestly, it had the makings for a great game. I just didn't delve into it. It's one of those games I bought on Steam for like dirt cheap.
Yeah.
So it just kind of went under on my radar. So do you want to talk about something else? Something that hasn't gone under the radar recently?
Why don't you take it?
Oh, I thought you were going to go into the whole Obama thing and net neutrality.
Oh no, I'll let you handle something first. Since you've got
Alright, then.
all of the things in your pocket. I'm not going to tell
then I can
us.
talk about how Just Cause 3 has just been announced.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yes, with the looks of replacing your parachute now with a glider suit, as well as this announcement
Far
followed
Cry
up.
style?
Yeah, something like that. But they're
I never
looking to improve the grappling mechanics and such.
I never actually played any of the Far Side series. What's it about?
Well, I did say Far Cry, not Far Side.
I said Just Cause.
So, let's get our facts straight.
This is what happens when you're late.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I have played Far Cry. I've never played Just Cause. What's that series about?
It's in the name. You do shit because you can.
Pretty much. Like, that entire game is one of those games you just spend your entire time bullshitting because that's all that you really want to do with it. You should watch video of people playing the online multiplayer, which was great when the developers themselves put out a multiplayer mod just for this game. But the entire experience of Just Cause is the idea of being able to grapple onto vehicles, buildings, and any other terrain just to get yourself from one place to another, as well as still firing and doing all sorts of other acrobatic things. Like, you can be strapped to the front of a car as it's going down a cliff into the ocean, and then have that car grapple its way back up that mountain.
So it's a shooter with Final Fantasy physics.
Sadly, yes. It was a little broken.
Yeah, no, I remember watching some Far Cry 2, and it is incredible.
But I will
Just
tell you
Cause.
one thing. Just Cause did have one feature that so many other games don't have. The ability to knock over trees.
That is
What?
not many games have, I will agree.
Blown my mind, man.
So I'm really actually kind of excited for Just Cause 3. I might make me actually go back and actually buy it for the PC. Other exciting news is one of my favorite internet entertainment websites has just been acquired by Fullscreen. Rooster Teeth has now been fully acquired. During an acquisition, Rooster Teeth has been acquired by Fullscreen. Fullscreen plans to keep everything the same, but give them the tools and equipment necessary to expand and grow to do even further.
That's the kind of stuff I like. I like when a company will take something over that's already well liked and say, no, we're not changing anything. Just do your thing.
Yeah.
Kind of like
We just
Microsoft
want
and Minecraft.
Yeah, this is good. We want this.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's, this is good. We'd like to be able to get some of the money off of this and also give them more money in order to make stuff.
Yep.
Like, that's a good way to do stuff.
Indeed.
Is there anything we would know full screen from, or is it an up and coming?
Nothing so far has been fully announced as the acquisition was within the last day, so there's not much they've been willing to share outside of some calming of the fans to make sure that there isn't any concern that the company will just kind of turn over whatever they don't like.
Fullscreen Incorporated is a global network of content creators and brands on YouTube.
Yeah.
And Fullscreen's current clients include NBC Universal, Fox, Fremantle Media, Jash, Rooster Teeth, Wigs, and more.
But that was a big thing. Though I do have some bad news. Recently, another person upon the internet has suffered a swatting. This time being one of Bungie's executives.
It's just so dumb.
Yeah. I mean, it's really uncool, but it's becoming a thing, and it's actually caused a lot of debate within Congress now of that there's needed for a response towards such actions, including actual federal action, like these people actually seeing penalty for doing these kind of swattings.
See, one of the biggest things about this swatting is that not only does it ruin a
Ruins
group
a
of
house.
people's days, but, I mean, it's... Every time someone gets swatted, that's a SWAT team or more, and a whole bunch of cops, and a lot of other people who are being forced to deal with a problem that doesn't exist while real problems are happening.
It's a waste of time.
I mean, these are cops and SWAT teams you're getting to do stuff.
Yeah, you're
They have-
wasting...
They have more important things, like, saving lives.
Exactly.
And during these things, emotions are high, blood's pumping, everything's big, because, most of these things are like, hey, these people are stockpiling weapons or have taken people hostage. Like this last one was a hostage thing. And actually it was a hostage and a bomb, if I remember correctly. And so everyone's blood's running really high and everything's really pumped. And it's really, really easy to make mistakes like that. And when you have a whole bunch of people with a lot of guns and a lot of really expensive equipment, valuable, dangerous equipment, bad things are bound to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, it could be a haha, I swatted someone, but they could die.
Yes.
Though there has been some action done over the internet recently. Marvel has subpoenaed Google over the Avengers leak.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
Interesting.
Wait, what happened?
Remember that video, that trailer that got out about a week early from when it was supposed to come out with the
Oh yeah, the one that was
Agents
Hydra's
of
fault.
S.H.I.E.L.D.? Yeah. They've actually pinpointed, after subpoenaing Google for information to who the actual guy is. They've got a name. I'm not going to list the name because I can never remember the name. But pretty much the local authorities, well, the authorities in general, are looking for this guy now. So this guy's in a lot of trouble.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
Of course
crazy stuff.
he's a member of Hydra.
Yeah. So back on gaming news, how many of you ever played a Ubisoft game on your computer?
Yay.
I think.
You ever played Assassin's Creed?
No.
Far
Tim,
Cry.
you know this. You know my beef with Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Well, I'll let you
Ever
know
played-
now.
What's
You
your
won't be
beef with
getting
Assassin's
any of-
Creed, Dominic?
Oh, that is a thing we can go into many other times, but
Let
man.
me finish what
Yeah,
I'm
let's
saying
handle that
first.
after their podcast.
Yes. The whole Ubisoft thing. Well, all of the new Ubisoft games have been pulled from Steam.
What?
Assassin's Creed Unity, Rogue, and Far Cry 4 have been pulled from Steam's stores
That's not
before
right.
they were released.
I'm looking
Oh.
at Steam now. It's selling pre-orders for Far Cry 4.
Wait, is Far Cry 4 Far Cry 4 is by Ubisoft, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
And here's one for Assassin's Creed Unity, too. It says now available.
Well, fuck. They pulled it a week ago. They must have put it back up.
They're
Sit
trying
down.
to-
So why did
maybe
they
were
pull
trying
it?
to pull an EA. I'm gonna take my toys and leave. Not really. We need your money.
Pretty much, I think that's what it stems down to is Ubisoft probably tried to pull that, and they were like, the amount of outcry that came back from that was pretty strong.
Steam probably just called their bluff.
Probably.
Because
mean,
no
from
one
the-
likes Uplay. As much
I
as
have
we
played
hate
an Ubisoft game on the computer.
what?
Rayman 2: The Great Escape.
Ah,
Great game, might I say.
That does count.
Yeah.
Also, relevant, they made Spartacus Legends.
okay
That's
then.
completely off camera. That's an inside joke kind of thing, but that's hilarious.
For
yeah,
the
as much
viewers, essentially earlier, since we were all Tim today, we all changed our names and pictures to Tim, to his exact pictures and everything. And while we were all having our conversation of "I'm Tim," "No, I'm Tim," all of us at the exact same time did an "I'm Spartacus" joke, and it was literally exact same time. We
Yeah,
were,
down to the
All within
second.
the same second. And
it
yeah.
it was rather interesting. That's literally the only Ubisoft game I've played.
But yeah, as much as people hate Origin, I'm pretty sure more people hate Uplay.
Oh yeah, they most definitely do. Is there any way I can roll off this? I don't think so. So I'll just go straight into this. Blizzard's got a new game coming out.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I'm not just talking about a new game, I'm talking about a new IP.
A completely new IP.
New franchise. That
Yes,
hasn't happened
Overwatch.
since none of us. I don't think any of us are actually old enough to remember the last time they introduced a new franchise.
I do.
You are right.
Dude, you might be right, actually.
I remember when they
Oh,
introduced
wait,
StarCraft.
wait. The trading card game.
That's not really a new franchise, though. That's an amalgamation of all the old ones.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. But Overwatch is going to be a kind of Pixar-styled, art-driven, first-person shooter that's going to play a lot like Team Fortress 2.
From the looks of it, this is just a guess here, but I'm gonna say it's gonna be a TF2 style game with a League of Legends style roster. You know, start out with maybe 9, 10 characters and expand from there.
Yeah. Seems everyone's trying to get on it. Like
12
Bethesda
characters
about
so
2
far.
years ago. Yeah, 12 years ago. 2 years ago, didn't Bethesda announce that they were going to do what was it, Warcry or something? Outcry. It was going to be its own Team Fortress 2 attempt without the guns.
I don't remember
Figure out,
that.
This art style reminds me of something, but I can't
Pixar?
remember what. No, definitely not Pixar. This doesn't look like Pixar at all.
You know what you're
The
talking
trailer
about.
was almost Pixar, but it did have a lot of the Blizzard hallmarks in it.
Yes. Yes, it did.
Also, I love how their names are stuff like there's Tracer, Reaper, Widowmaker, Winston, Pharah, Reinhardt, and Torbjorn.
Yep, Torbjorn.
What? All right.
Oh,
this
here it is. It's
interesting.
Battle Cry.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, but,
See, this one is actually, it's not a remnant from that. It's a remnant of Project Titan, which was canceled like 2 months ago.
Oh, I didn't realize that it was actually part of Project Titan.
Yeah, this is the remnants of that.
Mm.
Basically, in Project Titan, they were working on it forever, trying to get it to work because, you know, they'd started on this before WoW even came out. And it just it was not working. And in the end, what happened is they decided that they weren't having fun, and so they went on and worked on WoW, and they left Project Titan as it was, and just it sat there. Nobody worked on it. Every once in a while, they'd come back and work on it, and it was supposed to be a first-person shooter, just like Call of Duty and stuff like that. I mean, it was, of course, futuristic, but the campaign version just wasn't good. And
Like Call of Duty?
yeah, like Call of Duty.
You said it was a game, an FPS.
Call
just
of Duty
like
has a campaign?
Yeah, it
Just as
does.
much as Battlefield, but not Titanfall.
So, and they just didn't like how it was turning out. They didn't want it to be like Call of Duty, and so they got rid of it. They decided to cancel it, and that was announced again, I think, like 3 months ago. You can look it up if you care. That's to you viewers. If you care, you can look it up.
So they pulled all of this out of Project Titan in 2 months?
They've probably been working on it since before they announced they got rid of Project Titan. Honestly, getting rid of Project Titan was probably a misdirection.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Since this is Project Titan, just with half the game removed.
Pretty much.
Project Titan, now with more hats.
Oh. Alright, it's my go. So,
We don't want to talk about Toy Story 4 yet.
you can talk about that when I'm done.
I don't really know if I want to.
So, on Monday, November 10th, 2014, President Obama set out a statement released by the White House. My fellow Americans, we cannot allow internet service providers to restrict the best access or to pick winners and losers in the online marketplace for services and ideas. I believe the FCC should create a new set of rules protecting net neutrality and ensuring that neither the cable company nor the phone company will be able to act as a gatekeeper, restricting what you can do or see online. And basically, that means that he is showing support for net neutrality, which is something we here at Gentleman's Gank are unilaterally in favor of.
Wow. Thanks,
This
Obama.
announcement brought to you by William Shatner.
To be fair, Obama was for net neutrality before he was president. Sorry to break this to you.
Hey,
Yes, but he's been in office for how many years, and now he's doing something?
and during
We
whose
don't want to get into that
office?
discussion.
During whose office was Pippa and Sopa being pushed forward?
Did you say Pippin?
I said Pippa.
I'm pretty sure he was
Pippin.
pushed forward back in Bush Jr. during Lord of the Rings.
One does not simply One does not simply.
Walk into Mordor.
One does not simply walk into Congress.
There is evil there that does not sleep.
It fits all too well.
It does. I'm so glad I made that joke now.
That's kind of scary. I'd have been glad that you made that joke if you had, not messed up.
Yeah, well, I choked.
Don't
Don't.
say it.
Don't.
There is so much self-control right now.
Yes, there is. Whew. I'm proud of myself.
Anyway,
Then again, I'm always proud of myself.
Wow.
Does it surprise you?
If I say
Yes,
yes,
Does
would
it
be
surprise you,
surprised?
Tim? All three of us?
4. Tim is still also Tim.
No, Tim is late. Therefore, he's been denied the right to be Tim.
aw,
That's right, you have to change your picture and your name.
So I'm going to talk about how VGX's awards ceremony has been canceled for this year.
What?
GX.
VGX is one of the most biggest atrocities the internet has ever faced. It was an attempt at a gaming awards show that went all the way south.
Oh.
All
Like-
the way south.
all of the way south,
All the way
Florida?
south?
like beyond Argentina.
Past
south.
Florida? Did someone say past Florida?
Yes,
I
yes, I
said,
did.
I said past Argentina, but that works.
Yeah, Tim
too.
said past Florida.
It's not American if it's past Florida. But no,
It's
this
not as
article
if
describes it
Hawaii
as
said.
goodbye VJX Awards, last year's awkward, cringe-worthy ceremony that not a soul on the internet seemed to enjoy, with a link sending me to yet another article of complete, utter disdain for this award ceremony. So this year, some of the big name producers, founders, and directors are coming together to host the show. It'll be on December 5th at 6 p.m. at the Access Theater in Las Vegas, with members of the board being Reggie himself, Yves Guillemot, co-founder and CEO of Ubisoft, Hideo Kojima, speaks for himself, Sean Layden of Sony of Sony pretty much, of Sony Entertainment, Peter Moore from Electronic Arts, really sad on that part, Rockstar Games, Phil Spencer from Xbox, Martin Tremblay, Warner Brothers on that part, and Valve itself. Like, this might
Like all
actually
of Valve?
be like all of Valve. Like, you're gonna have all of Gaben to enjoy for this.
I thought you were just gonna say you'll have all of Valve, like all of Gaben, like he's all of Valve.
All of the Gaben. I like how I'm making hand gestures over here to emphasize the all of him.
Question: are the hand signals showing fat?
No, it's more of like
Oh, is it?
How to Train Your Dragon hand signals.
Oh, the like shouldery thing.
Like
You
you
just
just need to
gestured all
fix
of me.
this.
Oh,
You just pointed to all of me. But yes, this might actually turn out to be a very successful video game award show. Like, and if like this may just become what will be known as the equivalent of the Oscars of gaming.
So who's hosting?
There hasn't been Jeff Keighley, or Kaylee, I think. I can never figure out if it's a Kaylee or a Keeley. It's a Keightley.
Zoom tight.
This is Jeff with a G.
Yes.
Used to do G4. Also, he is Canadian.
Well, that means he'll die in real life if he dies in Canada.
Yes, indeed. What is
But,
that even
that-
from? I don't remember what that's from.
That was from
XKCD.
XKCD.
Okay,
He doesn't even believe us.
I believe you.
Non-believer. But pretty much, I'm actually kind of excited for that. It may actually show promise and finally give us defining Game of the Years instead of having 700 Game of the Year titles going out to like 5 games. We'll actually see Sony, Nintendo, and Xbox, not to mention Valve, all working together to come together to put in a vote for what could be this year's Games of the Years.
If it works, that could be good.
That could be incredible. All depends on how much like those developers care about their. Whoa, that's cool. I'm sorry, I got distracted by bedspreads that look like the Link to the Past map.
You got distracted by
Wow,
bedspreads.
thanks for sharing.
I mean,
Wow.
to be fair, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, but you were in the middle of a sentence, and then suddenly you get distracted. Like how?
I started surfing the web again.
Anyway, back to your current topic, dude. What's that?
But there's other things I could talk about, and with the whole wave 3 of the amiibo figures being confirmed, being Rosalina and Luma, Bowser, Toon Link, Sheik, Ike, Meta Knight, King Dedede, Lucario, Shulk, Sonic, and Mega Man. Most of those will I believe all of those should be compatible with Smash Bros. But Sheik, there was another one on that list. I guess it would be Toon Link. But there were a couple on that list that were going to be compatible with, let me see, with some of the newer games. With games like, what's it called? Hyrule Warriors and Mario Kart. Peach. Yes. Who was it on this list? Oh, Rosalina, Bowser, and Toon Link will be compatible with Mario Kart 8. And Toon Link and Sheik will be compatible with Hyrule Warriors. Though there has been news coming out that it could possibly be that these amiibos will only be compatible with one game per figurine. Like, one discussion says amiibos can only store data from one game at a time.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's not the word I would use.
Money
many
grubbing?
words.
Is that the word you would use? So your amiibo can only be used for Smash Bros. Or Mario Kart or whatever?
It can be used for all of those, but it cannot keep that memory that it's saved for more than one game. Like, you can have that one figurine for purely Smash Bros. But if you try and use it on Mario Kart, there's a likelihood. Well,
Will it wipe your data?
How does it
possible.
save information in the amiibo?
It works the same way that the Skylanders work.
Yes, but how do
They
those
now have-
work?
Good question. It's all near field connection capabilities, the same thing that you use with your Bluetooth. With it being able to transfer information using a near field connection, you'll be able to transfer information between one another. All you have to do is put it against the gamepad.
So maybe I'll just bring my Bluetooth stuff and see if that'll work.
That'd be weird. That'd be interesting.
Uh-huh.
But other news on the amiibos being that the packaging is going to help prevent people from stealing or creating characters on unsold characters, as well as it will be an issue for collectors who like to just purely have the figurines from being able to use them for the game. Pretty much, they've got a aluminum strip on the inside of the packaging that's going to block any NFC connections from establishing with the figurine. And while it doesn't seem very important, I have another subject of Nintendo's is teamed up with Loot Crate to release subscription amiibo crates. You'll be able to see 5 of the 10 characters being included, being Mario, Pikachu, Donkey Kong, Fox, and Yoshi, with 5 others to be announced at a later date for the Loot Crates. No defining time for which months these will be, but with November's Loot Crate theme being Battle, it certainly wouldn't be a stretch to see an amiibo or a unique Smash Bros. Collectible make its way into the crate. I mean, how many knew about the Loot? How many know what the Loot Crate is?
I do.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Well,
go
for
ahead and
those
tell
who
us.
Don't know.
Pretty much, Loot Crate is a subscription-based goodie box that comes in monthly. You pay about $12 a month to be with a certain amount of shipping and handling that guarantees you certain goodies based on certain themes.
So, like, for example, this theme is going to be battle, so it's all going to be battle stuff.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of Street Fighter, most likely. You'll see the Smash Bros. And some other fighter games, most likely. They had one where they did Adventure, which had a lot of Adventure Time stuff, and Minecraft. And it's not just limited to just video game stuff either. There's you'll actually see comics for Marvel characters, as well as other things from all sorts of different genres coming together for these packages. It's actually a really cool thing, and I'm kind of disappointed I didn't learn about it earlier. Though I'm glad I didn't, because I don't have money right now.
You're disappointed you didn't learn about it earlier. You're glad you still have money because you didn't know about it earlier.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
They're with other news towards the old Wave 3 of Amiibo figurines being confirmed. It looks like we're going to be seeing certain Amiibo figurines being limited based on retailers. First being Shulk being exclusive to GameStop. Most likely because GameStop is going to have some kind of special deal for the Xenoblade games that are going to be coming out in the later future.
I'm still on edge about the Amiibo thing.
I'm still on edge about retailers' limited sales for that sort of stuff.
I think that's all I've got to share. I've kind of run out of subjects to talk about. Hey, to be fair, I brought a lot.
You never even talked about Toy Story 4.
I don't want to. I want it to die. I really want it to die. I don't want them to ruin my childhood. They should have stuck with 3. 3 was good. 3 ended it.
Yeah. 3 was a really good ending, and then they were like, you know what? We could make more money off of this.
I don't want this to become a George Lucas thing.
Hey, remember that time midi-chlorians?
Or Anakin Skywalker.
Anakin Skywalker's existed as long as the original series has.
He's got a
He just
point.
wasn't a whiny brat until now.
Well, that child actor.
Also, he wasn't a whiny brat until like the second movie. And that's where his son got it from.
He wasn't whiny, he was angst. He was the living embodiment of angst.
You underestimate my power.
So obnoxious.
I liked him in episode 1 because he raced pod racers. And
Yeah.
I
also
didn't like him because he was a horrible child actor. And you can't deny it.
I didn't have a problem when I watched it as a kid.
Well, that's probably because you were a kid. Go back and watch it now.
Also,
you can
he
stomach
was the
it.
best child actor in the movie.
Yeah.
That's not saying a whole lot.
There was another... Well, she was a preteen, I guess. That doesn't count. Witcher 3 having 16 DLC packs.
What?
I don't want to be angry right now.
Don't worry. I've got good news. They're all free.
That's
Oh.
good news.
Yeah. You know what I love about free DLC? It's free. You know what I don't love about Mewtwo? Not free.
Yeah, that is the thing. Okay, so if we don't want to be angry, let's talk about something good that happened. Big Hero 6.
Oh.
Yes.
That was such a good movie.
Yes.
I've
It
yet to
really
see it. Don't
was.
spoil it. Don't spoil it for me.
Oh,
I want a
you're no fun.
synopsis. I want a synopsis.
So I'm just gonna kick him out of the call real quick, and we'll
Snip Dumbledore. So, Snip kills Trinity with Rosebud, and
Yeah, honestly, the sad thing is it's very difficult to do a synopsis without like giving away major things. Because part of the like backstory to the group, I guess, is in the movie.
yeah, basically.
Granted, it was in every commercial, so he should know it by now. But whatever.
I mean, I watched most of the commercials, so I got the synopsis of it. Bunch of kids decide they're going to be superheroes because there's some evil being that's like super powerful. I saw a glimpse at some of I think the first couple minutes of the movie, or some scene within the movie, where you see the villain. He's kind of unstoppable at first, and pretty much anything. Like, what is he? Just microbots?
Yeah.
Basically magnets.
Yeah, essentially, he has a bunch of very small magnetic things that he changes how they connect to each other. Thus, you can make literally anything.
Okay.
As long as he can think it. Thus, he is extremely powerful.
Okay. So yeah, I get most of the concept then. You've got a bunch of ragtag teens and a very lovable plush robot that team together to fight this magnetic opponent as he tries to destroy the city for his own selfish reasons.
Okay, here's the generalized synopsis in like 2 sentences or less.
Whoop whoop.
You've
Spoiler
got
alert
a-
or whatever. Go on.
No, there are no real spoilers in here.
Whatever. Whoop whoop. Spoiler alert.
Okay, fine. So you've got this genius roboticist who builds a red suit of power armor around a life-saving device, and then uses it to fly around for the rest of the movie, learning about the value of friendship and all that stuff.
Yay, friendship.
Did you just describe Iron Man?
Yes, yes, I did.
I was about to say.
I hate you.
Yeah. So when Tadashi Stark
I can't be
builds
the
his
only
robot,
one.
Yes, when
I can't
Tada-
be the only one who thought of that.
yeah, and the Big Avenger 6, my favorite team.
It's a Marvel movie. I had to go there.
I mean, it is. Yeah, this is actually, I think, one of the few times that
Well-
teaming up with Disney turned out really well.
Okay. It's a Marvel movie, and that is based off of a Marvel comic. I do not believe Marvel actually worked on it.
Stan Lee was in it.
Yes, but that doesn't mean anything. He's in a lot of stuff.
I think this is one that he didn't even want to be in. If I
It's not so
remember,
much he didn't want to be in, so much as he was like, but I don't have anything to do with it.
yeah, this was something
It
that
was-
he
it
never
was-
dealt with, never worked with. He just is a part of it because he is Marvel. That's it.
Alright, Marvel actually did not have anything to do with making this movie. It was based on one of their things as they got the rights to it, but they did not actually work on it.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes gave it an 89%.
That's pretty good.
That's very good.
I originally saw it come out with 100%, so I'm not surprised at all. It, from the sounds of it, is going to be up there for a movie of the year. There's been a lot of good animated movies this year.
Sorry, How to
yeah.
Train Your Dragon 2.
Yeah,
And
How to Train Your Dragon 2 is-
Book of Life.
Oh, Book of Life was beautiful.
I still have to see that.
Oh, you need to see it. It's so good.
But How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Also, Lego Movie.
How to Train Your Dragon 2.
How to Train Your Dragon.
Durgan.
No, just Durgans.
Durgans.
In other news, the scores.
Is it that time already?
Yes.
So it would seem.
Alright, let's
And
see.
so, it has come to this.
And so it has come to this. Pierre, I'll give you like 5 points, I guess, one for each topic that you've brought to the table today. Considering you
Only-
had quite a number of them, I'm going
Okay.
to estimate 5 because I didn't count, and if it's more than 5, it's just 5 now.
Dominic,
Okay.
I'd like to point out, though, that he did not tell us about any of them beforehand.
Although that is true, I believe that brings a certain element of this podcast into being, in that if we have too much time beforehand to think about it, it is a less, what is the word? I guess less spontaneous.
Yes.
So
And
I do not think that is a bad
closes
thing.
conversation before it gets a chance to open.
There have been multiple times we have had like entire 5-paragraph conversations about it before we went, maybe we should do this on the thing. Jonathan, you can have a quarter of a point.
What?
I mean, you weren't the worst.
He did talk about net neutrality.
You did talk about net neutrality, and you allowed me to make a thanks Obama joke, so you can have an extra 2 points. You didn't laugh at
You're
it, though, so
welcome,
you get a quarter
Jonathan.
of a point.
What about my my Obama impersonation?
That was Obama? I thought it was William Shatner.
Alright, you can get an extra half a point, I guess.
Yes.
I'll get 3.721 points for my excellent work and research into the Kingdoms of Amalur topic, where there are no pauses, as can be seen by our editing. Tim, you were late. You can have negative 16 billion points. You know what? I'm gonna change that back to like negative 20. Yeah. Don't be late.
I want to see that counter
about
just
Waffle
go
House?
go to 16 billion down to minus 20.
Oh, it will.
What about Waffle House?
What about Waffle House?
Never mind. You apparently don't remember.
Nope. Oh yeah, you probably did a thing at Waffle House and it was gonna give you points for it, so you can have an extra quarter of a point.
Yeah.
You can have the quarter of the point Jonathan was supposed to have, and now you have it. This is gonna be the most complicated scoreboard. What am I doing to myself? I haven't done
To be
last
fair-
week's yet.
to
We're
be fair,
recording the next one, and I've uploaded the last week's video, and I still haven't made the scoreboard, even though I was supposed to be doing that during this video. Minus 2 points for me. Hooray!
And that's about it for us. This has been Jonathan.
Tim? Pierre.
And Tim.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
See ya.
Okay, I'm done.